Roundup does cause
What
cancer.
does cause cancer? So my goal is to always have an open
And
conversation.
most of the
But I
pesticides.
couldn't get anyone to appear on the show who supports glyphosate. And we reached out to the Grocery Manufacturers of America, CropLife America, that's an advocacy group of fertilizer, and Monsanto, that's the maker of Roundup. They all declined to be on the show, but we did get statements from them. CropLife America
I know
said
they would be
the IR
schooled.
contradicts established scientific consensus on these products and reaches inaccurate conclusions based on a flawed process.
BS.
So Dr. Bean, why does this report have everyone so up in arms?
Well, a couple of reasons. One is that glyphosate is so commonly used. It's the top weed killer in the world. The U.S. Geological Survey says that in farm parts of our country, it actually shows up in the rainwater, not just on the farms. And it's not just used in agriculture. People use it on parks. People use it in ball fields. People spray it in their own yard. So one, it's super common. The second thing is that this isn't just another study. You know, you hear one study and then another study, but this is IARC. This is the world's leading experts. It's not the policymakers or regulators that are saying, what should we do? It's not the chemical industry. It's people with one question. Can this chemical cause cancer in people? And they gave it one of the highest levels of concern.
So we also got a note from Monsanto. I want to share this with you because I want you to have to, be pushed to answer their questions. They said, in part, all labeled uses of glyphosate are safe for human health. Many of the regulatory bodies and science organizations have reviewed 3 decades of data on glyphosate. Their overwhelming consensus has been that glyphosate does not pose a risk to humans, wildlife, or the environment. So defenders of these pesticides
They don't care about the
data
environment
is coming
at all.
from mice, not humans. And they're making an accusation that we're raising an alarm too soon.
Yeah, I think that's just not right.
Well, they made it so they would kill
it's really hard to go back and
rats.
trace what
Of course it would cause cancer.
When, where, how.
So it's
really
BS what they're just saying. They're just flat out lying.
Released their findings in one of the world's leading medical journals, and they had 3 strands of evidence. First, they did have animal studies where you can control everything, and the only difference is they got exposed to this weed killer, and they found strong evidence that in mammals it can cause cancer. Secondly, though, you can't do that in people.
No,
thankfully. But what you can do is expose human cells to the weed killer. And when that was done, they found DNA damage and chromosomal damage. And then the third strand of evidence...
Which could lead to cancer.
Which could lead to cancer, exactly. And then the third strand of evidence is they looked at the people who are routinely exposed to glyphosate just in the course of their work. And they found, and this was done in 3 countries, including the U.S., and they found higher rates of a certain type of cancer in the people who are exposed. So taking all of that together, all of the evidence together, they said this is probably a human carcinogen.
Yeah, this is a big debate, everyone. Folks who make these products say, well, we need more data before you can make that statement. I think
No,
it's the
they
opposite.
have enough.
Not enough research doesn't mean it's safe. It means we actually don't know. And it's sort of upon us.
We already know that it causes
figure it out
cancer.
before we start
Why
releasing it and
is it
exposing kids and the others. So I'd like to bring Robin O'Brien in. She's a mom and a food advocate. You've heard all these comments. Is it frustrating to you to hear these responses from the folks who make these products?
You know, it's really not at all surprising. I was a financial analyst that covered the food industry, and if you step back for a minute and think about this big chemical company, this is one of their most profitable products. So of course they're going to try to dismiss any concern around it or refute the science. But like these two have said, these are our leading cancer researchers from the World Health Organization and the National Cancer Institute. And countries like the Netherlands have already taken this precautionary measure. They've already banned this product. And here we are in the United States, and you look at the rates of cancer here in this country. 1 in 2 men and 1 in 3 women are expected to get cancer in their lifetime. The CDC now says that cancer is the leading cause of death by disease in children under the age of 15. It's time to take some proactive measures to exercise precaution. I mean, I know as a mom, when we're pregnant, we do everything we can. We take all these little precautionary measures to give that information to citizens today here in the United States so that they can take personal responsibility for their health. I think it's absolutely critical at this point.
So the good news for me is that we reached out to the
Environmental
Protection Agency, and here's what they said in part. The EPA is currently reassessing glyphosate. And if at any time the EPA discovers that the use of a registered pesticide may result in unreasonable adverse effects on people or the environment, we will take action to remove it from the marketplace or limit its use. This sounds huge. The EPA is actually reevaluating, again, this widely used product.
And of course, EPA should